don't know. I decided to do a Muppet style puppet. As you'll soon meet him, his name is Jim. And he's gonna talk to you guys a little bit, maybe sing a little song. So, yeah, here we go. Hello. I think I need to know your names if we're gonna have such a personal, just a good-looking guy in the back. What's your name? In green and brown.
Daniel.
Oh, Daniel. Oh, I know you now. Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
Fantastic.
Well, good. Well, I'm fine for anyone who wanted to know.
Oh,
It's always been about you, hasn't it?
no.
Ever since we were young and your dad coached us hockey, it's always, is Dan here? Where's Dan? Or was it your uncle? Either way, he touched me up, I'll never forgive him.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'm good. I've been away a lot touring. I've been overseas traveling. I don't know if you're a well-traveled people. I haven't done a lot of traveling in my years of life. So it's a huge experience. I've been in London. Things are really different there. Their buses are red. And they're just like two of our buses stacked on top of the other. Took a bit of getting used to. And their ambulances are green. It's crazy. They're weird because they're around all the time and they've got written on the side in big green letters, emergency ambulance. Which is, it's good for tourists like me because it distinguishes them from our just normal ambulances. Slightly more laid back ambulances. They don't really emerge. They just sort of ambulate, hang around in parks. But the hardest thing about this traveling is I've been away from my partner a lot. The more I tour, the more I'm away from my partner. I've got a really long-term partner. Well, I married her. She's my wife. My marriage has been going along pretty normally, same as everyone. And I think that a lot of couples go to this stage we're going through. At the moment, we're both past 30 now, and all our friends have started having babies. So there are children everywhere. And you start to feel the peer pressure. You know, you start to feel like you're not one of the cool gang anymore. It used to be that other people were the freaks, but now you're the freaks. And you don't want to be the freaks, you want to be part of the gang. Well, it's the same with marriage for me in that I got married because it was like smoking back in high school. You know, initially you start because you want to be part of the group, and it's not till later that you realize that it's a long, lifelong commitment with serious health ramifications. And it doesn't get better, peer pressure, when you get older. You think you would have grown out of it. It's just worse now. And with digital technology, I think it's exacerbated it further because everyone, every parent, has got a digital camera. It's brilliant, cheap, and you can take as many pictures as you want. And as a result, every morning I wake up and check my email to find another 8x10 photo of another fucking miracle. And it just wears you down. And recently, my wife and I, we've started having this conversation, you know, well, what are we waiting for? It's always going to be a huge financial burden. Why don't we just do it? Let's buy a digital camera. But I think parenting must be harder than ever before because now there's not just the peer pressure from the peer group, there's the corporate pressure. These huge corporations with giant advertising budgets that tell kids what clothes to wear and what food to eat, and I imagine it must be hard parenting against that pressure. So this song is for all the parents out there. Well, not literally out there. The parents are at home with their fucking kids. But out there, you know, it's kind of a community servant's announcement more than a song. Excuse me, mate. Allow me to, I just need to turn on my music. Do not feed donuts to your obese children. They will regret it when they're in their teens. Macca's might shut them out now that they're 7, but they won't forgive you when they're getting picked last for PE. Don't you see? Balada motherfucker, have you noticed that your kids are fat? What you gonna do about that? What you gonna do? So you're telling me that your family has a history of obesity? Got the polycystic ovaries, say it's just the way God made me. It's unlikely statistically to be a physical thing. But wait, don't explain why you are in the queue at Burger King. You can blame it on biology. You can blame your physiology. Point to genealogy and your social anthropology. You can say you are an ectomorph, that you just can't get the kilos off. You can be what you want to be, but stop feeding that boy KFC. He weighs 30 kilos and he's only 3. He looks like a clean-shaven Pavarotti. Switching to Diet Coke is not the way back. Bumbalada motherfucker, your kids are having you notice that. Ought to feel ashamed, for you only have yourself to blame. I'm just gonna get off there. Your 5-year-old princess in her size 14 tutu only eats pizza like that because you do. Will be dead of a heart attack before your grandchildren are 10. Perhaps you'll consider a cut back on extra fries then. Bumbalada kitty stuffer yard knows that kids are fat. What you gonna do about that? What you gonna do? So you're telling me that your family has a history of obesity. You got the polycystic ovaries. Your mom had childhood diabetes. But, and in your case, there's an unreasonably big but. Do you think it's an appropriate treat? The all-you-can-eat at Pizza Hut, there's no excuse, you silly goose. For a child with a caboose, like a moose who's eating too much mousse. It's tantamount to child abuse. Kick them off the fucking couch. Unplug the PlayStation. Send them down to the park. If they don't want to go, make them. Tell them they have to jog until their jogging shorts fit them. If they hesitate, ask firmly. If they still resist, hit them. Is this what you want for your little girl and guy? These chip-offs, the pork chop, are for the toffee apple of your eye. 6 packs of Kit Kats are not the way back. Bumbalada kitty stuffer, your kids are fat. If you notice that, and you ought to be ashamed. For you only have yourself to blame. Your 6-year-old miniature Jabba the Hutt, eating half-melted Mars bars from the folds of his gut. He's dead of an aneurysm before his own children is 10. Perhaps you'll consider a cutback on Taco Bell then. Perhaps you'll consider a cutback on Krispy Kreme donuts or popcorn in bucket-sized boxes and microwave pizza or drive-through McDonald's for weeknightly dinners in front of the TV and notes to the phys ed instructor saying Jimmy has asthma, but he really just gets short of breath.